Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be filming my breastfeeding journey. So this video is mainly for the moms out there, the expecting moms. I wanted to share my story with y'all. If you find this interesting, then please keep watching. So to start off, my baby is a year now. She turned a year in September. September 19th was her birthday, so she's a little bit over, like a month over a year. So we started breastfeeding as soon as she was born. In the hospital, my milk was not producing, so we stayed in the hospital for a good week. I had her on Tuesday, and I believe we went home Saturday or Sunday. So almost a week we were in the hospital due to complications. Not really complications, but breastfeeding was really the main thing because she wasn't getting enough nutrients, and so they needed to keep her a little bit longer to make sure that everything was okay with her. So I was really worried because my milk wasn't coming out and she wasn't eating. So, and my goal was to breastfeed her from the start. I had made up my mind, mainly because of the nutrients and how beneficial it is to your baby, and it's a lot cheaper. So about the first 2 or 3 days we tried latching on, and I had complications latching on also at the hospital. My nipples did blister, so that's always good, right? Yeah, so because she wasn't latching on properly, and I was so tired as well, so just the lack of sleep I was having was, I feel like, also interfered with me, you know, trying to breastfeed her and trying to learn how. The nurses were coming in and showing me how, but I was so tired, so I think that had a big part. So I think when we went home, it was just a lot easier on both of us. Started pumping at the hospital just to kind of get the flow of the milk going, and a little bit like I think it's the colostrum, that started coming out a little bit, but it still wasn't enough to feed my baby. So I gave her donor's milk at the hospital, so she was taking that, and she was getting some of my colostrum while I was trying to, you know, latch her on. And then so finally, when we went home, the very day I think, yeah, the day of or the next day, my milk was coming in. Like, you can feel it. You can, when it comes in, you can feel it. Like, your boobs get super full. And so finally my milk came in, and then she was latching on. She had no problem latching on as soon as my milk came in. So breastfeeding went good. Oh, let me show you the pillow that I used for breastfeeding. This is the pillow that I bought for breastfeeding. This one had a lot of better reviews than the other one. It's the, you know, the ring, the one that goes around. I forgot the name of it. It's been so long. But this one is my breast friend pillow. So I like this one because it supports your back, and with breastfeeding, your back is gonna hurt because you're like hunched over and your baby is, you know, drinking your milk, and so you have to like cradle her and you're hunched over. So this was a lifesaver. And then it can clip around here, and then it also has a little pocket to where you can put your phone, your water, whatever you need in here. And then this is really sturdy for your baby to lay, and then it has like for your arms right here. So this one was awesome. I love it. I still use it just for whatever, but it's a good investment if you're breastfeeding. So that helped out a lot. The most comfortable way for me to breastfeed was just having her across me like this. In the hospital, they'll show you like the football hold, and you hold her like this, and then she latches, or your baby latches on to your boob. Or there's one more. I think it's just those two, maybe. The football and then across. So I held her across, and that was easiest for me. Oh, and you can also lay on your side. That's what it is. You can just roll over and lay on your side, which I'm sure you'll be doing that when you're half asleep during the night. But So I exclusively breastfed her pretty much the whole, I'm still breastfeeding, just to let y'all know, so we'll get to that later. But I exclusively breastfed her. I tried pumping because it's convenient, you know, you can give it to her in a bottle, that way you can get some rest or however, but pumping was time consuming for me. And then I could never figure out when to pump and when to feed her, like on my boob, because I mean, I don't know, I guess I could have figured it out if I really put the time into, you know, planning everything, but it was just too much to do. Because I know I see some moms and they have like a storage of milk in their freezer, and I'm like, okay, well, how do you find the time to pump all of that milk? Because, you know, I always just fed on demand, so whenever she was hungry, I would just give her boob. So I never pumped because I just never could find the time. Like, I mean, they say you can do like one boob and then have her on the other, but it's just so much. Like, you have to clean out your bottles every time you pump. Then you have to sit there and hold it and pump. And then I'm trying to, you know, hold my baby while she's eating, and then I'm trying to pump. It was just too much. So I just chose not to pump a lot. I would pump every now and then when I would get super full, and if she was sleeping I would pump, and then I would have that milk later for her. But I really never did pump. I have a pump and I still use it sometimes because I do still get super full, and I'll just store that in the freezer or the fridge for later, and so you can take it. But the downside of not pumping was she got super attached to my boobs. So now, when she's 1, my goal was to breastfeed for a year, so we did that, but now she won't get off. So that was the downside of exclusively breastfeeding, is she's super attached to me now, and which I love. Breastfeeding is beautiful to see. You know, you see you're feeding your baby, you're watching her grow, and that's because of you. So I mean, it's super, and like the bond you have when you're breastfeeding her, like the first couple months is super sweet and you love it, and it's something like, wow, you know, I'm feeding my baby. Now it's not so beautiful because it's like, okay, come on, get off, but you know. But so I would recommend, if you're gonna breastfeed, to pump and give her a bottle, but you just have to find the time to do it. You know, you can talk to your lactation consultant about it, and just, you know, if you're not sure exactly what to do, then just ask for help, because she's super attached to me now, and I'm trying to get her off, but at the same time I feel bad too getting her off, because that's all she's used to. I'm just you know, I've always gave her boob, so I mean, I feel bad now just taking it all away from her. So I'm trying to slowly take it off. Like during the day, she doesn't really even take it anymore during the day. It's really at night, which is bad because I have to be there for her to go to sleep. So, you know, I can't go out and have, you know, a night out one day or one night because she needs me to go to sleep. She's getting a little bit better now. She will go to sleep, but then she still wakes up during the night. So that is another thing too. And I think it's because she just wants boob. Like when she wakes up and if I give her boob right away, she'll fall right back asleep. So I think that's a big reason too why she's not sleeping through the night, is because she just wants boob. It just comforts her. So yeah. That's like a whole thing when I think about it. But I'm running out of breath talking. So I would recommend pumping your milk and giving them bottles. So you can do like maybe one time on the boob, one time feeding on the bottle, and then one time boob. Or at night you can give them a bottle when they go to sleep. So that's what I would recommend. A lot of women, if their milk supply dries out or it gets low, I think there was one point where I felt like my milk supply went low for a little bit. I went to Bye Bye Baby and I bought like some cookies, some lactation cookies. I bought like a chocolate milk of the lactation, and I think that was it that I had bought. I was looking online about a lot of things, and I know a lot of women like take the fenugreek vitamins or the pills, and I heard pros and cons about that. I heard that it actually dries up your milk, or it actually slows your milk down. So I wasn't too sure on taking those. I kind of felt like the cookies and the milk helped a little bit, but not really to see like a dramatic increase in my milk. But I know there's on Instagram, I think it's called Milky Mama or something like that, and they have a bunch of different like they got cookies, smoothies, teas, all kinds of stuff, and I see like a lot of women take that and their milk like increases so much, where they're pumping like 8-ounce bottles like after another. So that's what I tried. I was fortunate enough to still have milk, you know, coming out a year, where here we are a year later, and I still get a lot of milk out. Another tip is to make sure that you switch sides when you breastfeed your baby, because let me tell you, one boob is bigger than the other. It will happen. So they say to, you know, after you nurse on one side, nurse on the other side and take turns. At first I did that. I was, you know, going back and forth, and because at first both of my boobs had a lot of milk, so I mean it was just, you know, common sense to switch back and forth. But then for some reason we got comfortable nursing on my right side. So I guess, I don't know if it's because like I'm right-handed and it's just more comfortable or what, or if this milk just started going down and I was like, okay, well, let's do this one. I don't know what happened, but we stick to the right side, and my left boob is like no milk comes out of there. Like when I pump, because this boob gets so full, like it's crazy how full it gets, my right boob. And so I'll be pumping it, and then I'll be like, okay, well, let me try and pump this one, and like tiny bit comes out of there. So definitely make sure you switch sides, because it will happen to where one boob will be bigger than the other, and it's like a big difference too. It's ugly. So that's just a big tip if y'all want y'all boobs looking good, because if both of them were that big, I'll be like, okay, that's fine. But so if you want big boobs, make sure you nurse both sides, because it will happen. But that is all about my breastfeeding journey. If you moms have any tips out there on what to do to get your baby off of your breast, because I'm currently struggling with that. Like I said, she really doesn't take it anymore for food. She mostly does it for comfort now. So if you moms have any tips out there, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your experiences if y'all breastfed. So it is a journey. It's definitely, it gets easier. At first it may not be, but it definitely got easier. It was very convenient. A lot of money was saved. But I just wanted to share my story, and yeah, just let you moms know how my breastfeeding story went. Oh man, I forgot to put lipstick. So that was my breastfeeding story. Please leave me down. Please leave down below any comments, so that was my breastfeeding journey. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please leave me any suggestions, any tips on how to wean my baby off breastfeeding down in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. Please share, like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I will see you all in my next video.